All right, we are here with Shelbi Vaughan-Walley. And how are you, Shelbi?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. You mentioned to me a little while ago that you had a throwing practice this evening, getting uh, back into shape with a hope towards another Olympic run. Is that correct?
That's the plan, as long as my body stays healthy and I can get back on track.
How is it going so far?
It's going amazing so far. I honestly couldn't ask for it to go any better.
All right, now, um, are you coaching yourself? Are you sending video? Is someone there with you? How's this all working out?
Well, last year I started working with Ryan Whiting, and so I'll be working with
Okay.
him again as soon as I can get my phone clear of baby pictures and have room to video some throws. Went a little crazy. He's a little cute. So yeah, I tried to video my throw session yesterday and my phone was full.
And I've seen the pictures on Facebook. You are a doting mother, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Let me take you back a few years. I'm going to share the screen here for a moment. This is a picture I took of you many years ago, back in 2012. Do you remember this?
I do. It was a
And
crazy day.
yes, Texas relays. And I believe that throw was roughly 191, 191.06, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. I remember hearing 1-9 and it stopped. It blacked out.
That senior year, I just looked it up on Track and Field News before you logged on. And according to Track and Field News, anyway, pretty reliable source, you have the top 10 discus throws in high school history, with the shortest being 191.06, and obviously the national record just under 200 at 198.09. So take us back to 2012. What are some of your memories from what is apparently an amazing season?
It pretty much all started at Texas Relays. I was a pretty good thrower to begin with. I was going for the meet record, which I believe was about 176 around then. And in practice, I was throwing well around there pretty consistently. So I'm like, that's pretty easy in the bag. And so that was the goal. And that was going to be a huge PR for me anyways, because I was a solid 160 thrower. And I had just started working with a new coach too. And I just had a really good throw. It was nice and solid and smooth. And I knew it was the meet record. I was like, oh, yes, that was it. And then we were waiting for the measurement. And as soon as they said 1-9, like I said, I blacked out. Like, I don't even remember what they said after that because they were saying 90 something. I was like, there's no way. And then I remember Dalton Rowan, one of my Texas A&M teammates, he was just like, oh my gosh, Shelbi, like he got it all on video. And I remember that specifically. And then just walking out to the mark and just, it was real at that moment when you could actually see where it landed and it wasn't a joke. And then after that, I kept hitting in the 190s. And, sometimes you wonder, like, was it a miss mark? And it wasn't. And it was just kind of crazy after that. I was 17-year-old hanging with the big girls.
Oh, yeah.
And I still look back on it. Even now when I'm getting back into training, I'm like, I did this at 17. I should be able to do it at 26.
Because, you look at some of the names on that list, the top high school throwers right behind you, and there's names like Anna Gelmini and Susie Powell, Elena Bruckner at a UT, and Valerie Allman. I mean, these are some pretty heavyweights in that discus world, and there you are atop.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I mean, records are meant to be broken. Hopefully it will be broken. That's the goal, but I'd like for it to stay up there as long as possible.
So critique yourself now that you're trying to get back into, as you said, shape to make another Olympic run. A lot of people need to be reminded you are already an Olympian. Critique yourself right now.
Well, it's been 2 weeks of doing drills and 2 days of throwing. It's not that bad. I'm really working on getting comfortable in the ring again. I think just I've taken that much time off, like solid few months off instead of just jumping in the ring kind of casually. I think it kind of got to me mentally, but slowly getting back into it, just getting my feet under myself, mainly just my finish. And I'm not too worried about that because my finish was my strong suit back in college and stuff. So I'm not worried about that coming back really easily as soon as I get more comfortable in the ring and just being able to get after it kind of deal. But yeah, I'm just working on getting in the right positions. I don't want to speed through it and build bad habits. Right now, I really kind of want to break habits that I've built the past, oh gosh, I don't even know how long I've been throwing now, a long time. So all those bad habits that I've built over the years through high school and college, trying to break them down now since it's almost a new slate.
That's true. And you mentioned a few moments ago the mental aspect of it. Coming out of high school as such a dominant thrower, going to A&M, where you obviously enjoyed success, how have you been able to mentally prepare yourself to handle the expectations put upon you?
I haven't really thought of anybody else's expectation. I've been talking to a few people about it. It's mainly my personal expectation, and I have to remind myself that not only have I been off for so long and I haven't had an actual competition in a few years, but I also just had a baby, and a lot of things change after all that, after you go through all of that, not only carrying a child for 9 months, but what you go through during birth and stuff. So I'm feeling great. There's still a lot of things I need to work on, a lot of recovery things, but I definitely feel like with a couple more months, I'll be ready to go.
Fair enough. Where will you compete?
Probably some local meets. I'm for sure doing the A&M alumni meet. I'll be there. I'm trying to get into a meet before then. I've been looking at my calendar, trying to figure everything out. And just, hopefully have a couple really good opener meets and maybe be able to do some other meets not at a college. So the new USATF track meets that they're doing, there's a couple in Texas. So I'm hoping to be able to go to a couple of those too.
Okay. Take us back to your college years, A&M. What are some of your favorite memories out of your collegiate years?
Man, there's a lot. I'd have to say, off the bat, mainly the coaches. The coaches were tremendous, and I would go back to A&M any day and do a whole 4 more years. If I had nothing here to worry about, if I didn't have a family or anything, I would be at A&M in a heartbeat. The atmosphere and the teammates and the coaches, and it wasn't even just the throwers, like everyone was a family. And I think out of college, that's where I kind of missed and lacked, was that team feeling, the family feeling, and being all alone when I moved back home. And it really took a huge toll on my performance and everything, and just like not really wanting to do it as much. I still love the sport, but it was so lonely. And it was hard to do here. But yeah, college was just amazing. And just having the support from everybody. I remember our trainer, he pretty much wants you to prove yourself. So one of the first days in our training room, we were getting treatment and stuff. I was doing cold tub or something, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to prove yourself to me." And I was like, "Oh, I will." And so that was before the first track meet, and then I went and broke the school record on first throw, the first track meet. And
there you go.
And there I'm like, "Did that prove it to you?" And so he's like, "Yep." So it's just been, I miss it a lot. And I can't believe it's already been so long that I haven't been there.
When was the last time you were on the campus?
Oh man, last time I was on campus was probably when I graduated in 2017.
Oh, wow.
I've passed through a lot. Yeah, it's just, everything before then, I kind of got in a really bad spot in my personal life.
Mhm.
After college, just like I said, with the whole moving back home and not having motivation, being alone and stuff, and then a couple of family issues. And it took me a while to get back into like who I am. And I've passed through a few times, and oh, it's been killing me not going to any track meets. And then COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
So that really ruined everything, because me and my husband had planned to go to a few track meets indoor there. And then I was also planning on, when I was training in Arizona, to go to A&M goes to Arizona every year for spring
Mhm.
break, and I planned on going there as well last year and this year, but that didn't happen.
Well, I think A&M is hosting the NCAA prelims this year.
Yeah.
So maybe there's
Yeah.
an opportunity to see the new track.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to compete on, I think it's May 1st. I'm hoping to compete there.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
2016 Olympics. Forever, you can have the name Olympian
Forever.
with your
Mhm.
name. Exactly. Look at that smile. Tell us about the Olympic experience.
Honestly, there's nothing like it. You kind of have to give yourself a moment to just take it all in, that you're at the Olympics and you're among the best of the best in the world. Like, not only the US, and not just here's a couple athletes from different countries. Like, we all worked our butts off to get there, and we all made that team for a reason. Um, and it's just amazing. I mean, I've made a world's team before too, and
Hmm.
it's similar, but it's just not the same. Mainly because all the athletes are there too. Like, you're amongst the best of the best in every sport in the world. And so it's just an amazing experience. And I'll see people on TV and be like, oh my gosh, I know them. And it's kind of crazy just to be like, when I was younger, I'd be like, those people are so cool. And then now I can be like, I'm those people.
You are cool.
Yeah. I'd like to think I am.
There you go. Well, as you mentioned, you're now married. You have not a newborn, but 3 or 4 months old.
He is 2 months and a week.
2 months in a week.
Yeah. So he's fairly still a newborn.
Okay. So obviously lots of changes in your life. And as you mentioned, the pandemic we still have.
Mhm.
How do you look back on your track career as you're moving forward with all these changes in life?
I don't know. It's different because I want to do it for myself, but I also want to do it, for my family and to prove. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. um, to For my family and for other moms or people who have been through stuff, emotionally,
Mhm.
physically, or anything like that, that like you can still come back and do it. Like, if it's your dream, then the only thing holding you back is yourself. And that's kind of what I'm wanting to show people. Like, maybe I don't make this Olympics. I could, maybe I don't, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to make the next one. Like, I am in this to go to as many Olympics as I can. Like, I'm not going to just try for this one and be done. So that's kind of where I'm at. I had my time to do the whole real life situation stuff, and it was kind of
Mhm.
boring. Um, I love being a wife and a mom, but I love training. I love the discus. And when you have a talent, like what I have, like, I don't want to waste it. I don't want to let it just sit on the couch kind of deal. And I feel it. Like, I still have so much more in me, and it's going to be a lot of work. And like I said, it might not be this year because I mean, I had a baby 2 months ago. I've been off for so many years. So, and I'm hoping it will be. I think I can, but I'm not going to give up if I don't.
That's fantastic because you also answered pretty much the last question I was going to ask you, because I originally contacted you with the idea that, as one of the high school greats coming out of Texas, celebrating 50 years of girls track and field under the UIL umbrella this year, what advice you would give to the high school girls today, and in your field, especially the throwers. You touched a little bit on that in your speech just there. So
Yeah.
what advice would you give
So my
to the
advice has
throwers?
always been for anybody, high schoolers, younger than that, and even people older than me, is always believe in yourself.
Hmm.
And don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because along the way, to becoming an Olympian, I had a lot of people tell me that I wasn't gonna go anywhere in the throws, that I should focus on something else. And so it really put some fire underneath me to prove people wrong, that, I was gonna be good and I was gonna go somewhere. I personally never thought I'd become an Olympian, but as I continued to get better and better, that goal was closer in reach. So then that's when I had to teach myself to believe in myself. And I actually have that tattoo on my foot, believe. But yeah, and it's something I touched base on a second ago is, like just giving it your all, and don't, it's a personal thing. Don't get in your head. Once you decide that you're going to do it, then there's no letting anybody knock you down, like,
Hmm.
I truly believe, like, even if somebody that wasn't, I was God gifted my talent for sure, but even if there was somebody who didn't have the God gifted talent as much, if they wanted it, they can go out there and get it. I truly believe that.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Well, Shelby, once again, we appreciate you giving up some of your mommy time this evening, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck back onto your Olympic path. Whether, like
Thank
you
you.
said, whether it's this year or 24 in, is that Paris,
I think so.
and 28 in LA,
Yes.
keep fighting,
Mhm.
girl.
Yeah, still really young for the sport, so we're gonna keep going.
That's true. But once again, we thank you for your time and best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. It was good talking to you again.
Nice to see you again too. Bye bye.
Bye.